Aloha from Maui and aloha Selkie. We are live Sunday morning on Maui. Me with my sister, Penelope Gordon from Penelope Communicates. And of course, me from mediumbetsypalmer.com. So here we are. It's our annual birthday celebration for Penny.
Yay.
Where do you live, Penny?
Seattle area.
So she's in Seattle in the Pacific Northwest, and she comes to visit me for her birthday. Ta-da! So
Nice.
Yes, yesterday we went out on a whale watch, and it was fun. We got to watch a competition pod of...
Oh, it was like 8. There was a huge number of whales.
A very large number of whales. So apparently the male whales compete with one another for the female whale's attention and company and privileges. And, Jamie. Hi, Jamie. Thanks for joining. Oh, and there's Rebecca, too. Sorry, we need to say hi to everybody real quick.
Hi, Rebecca.
So there's Selkie. Hi, Selkie. And here's Rebecca. We are so glad you're here, Rebecca.
Yes.
We have a message for you. It's just waiting in the wings. And here's Jamie from Wandering Mountain Bardic Path. Aloha. So, yeah, just very quickly, we're talking a little bit about our experience yesterday. So the male whales compete in big groups for the attention of the females. And sometimes the females, of course, there's somebody calling me. The females get so tired of all the jostling around that they just kind of peel away from the group and oftentimes go unnoticed as they go a different direction. So the guys are out there bumping heads, and the girls just scatter out. The mom and the baby scatter out. So we really enjoyed that, learning that information. That was kind of funny.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, it was majestic watching them. It was a fun 2 hours.
And it was, I don't know, the easiest way to say it was there were so many whales. It didn't matter where you looked.
Yeah.
Because there was whales everywhere yesterday. We saw some lovely big breaches. We had a great boat crew.
Yep.
The water was smooth, which was really good for me because it was my first time in a Zodiac.
Yep.
I'm used to being in stuff a little bigger, but it gave a little bit more of an intimate connection to the water and to the landscape, which I really enjoyed. The whales and we could get a little bit kind of closer to the whales. You felt closer because you weren't in a big, huge boat.
Yeah, and definitely
down.
you were only a couple of feet up from the water instead of a few meters up from the water. So, yep.
So I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed my first trip. And then for lunch, we had lunch watching turtles. Yes, at a restaurant called Honu, which is the Hawaiian name for turtles. The turtles were surfing in
around in the waves. Yeah.
It was so adorable.
It was adorable.
I can't get enough of turtles.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, and now I'm being poked, like, girls get on with it. Mm. And we were going to do a little grounding, but I kind of feel like I'm getting summoned to just get going. About a half an hour ago, Rebecca, your cats got a hold of me to let me know that they wanted to chime in. And when I asked them what was going on, they say, well, we have William waiting on the wings for a message. And so I've just been holding that space, but I'm assuming the message will come through via Penny because she and William were such good buddies. So do you need to do any prep or anything, or can you just go right in? She's gonna cry. She's gonna cry a little, making me cry a little too now because it's sending the vibes of love through the air, that connection to pure spiritual energy, love.
Okay.
And I get a thank you from William for setting the stage for him so his message may be shared.
Oh, and that was just a huge outpouring of love, and he's such a grateful guy, and also just a hint of sorrow because he does miss being in the physical form.
I was just gonna say he really misses being with his family. He misses his tribe.
Well, he's
yes. already in negotiating, trying to figure out how to get back.
Well, we have to have a conversation with Rebecca's husband, John, then, because I don't know if he wants any more dogs. So, yes, Will's he just wants Rebecca to know how much he misses her. That the same love and just overwhelming sense of completion that their bonding, their pairedness is the only way to explain it. He's missing that connection too, even there, though he's there in spirit all day long, every day, it seems like. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. To me, it's like he's really close to you still.
Yes.
It doesn't feel like he's particularly effective about giving you, physical manifestations of his proximity. It seems like the cats, the cats are in pretty close communication with him. I was telling him yesterday he was always welcome to come home. Oh, yeah. Well, he's trying to do it from the other side. It's not working out. So that's why he's thinking of trying to figure out how to come through physically again in a different critter body. But he's trying to figure that one out because it needs to be something you're going to recognize.
Yes.
Like he says he could come through as a cat, but then he's just going to be another one of the cats.
Yeah.
That you may feel like is real clingy or something, but it won't really be distinguishable enough.
Correct. And let me see what else. Yeah. And well, and I don't, and you asked about Bratty. All I can say is, Bratty is one of a kind, right? Let's see. Interesting.
Okay. Yeah, Bratty, if you close your eyes and listen to us, yep. But your energies are joyous. Yeah, that is definitely true. You can't really tell us apart on the phone.
I know. Even my cats have a hard time telling. My cats have a hard time telling us apart. It's really funny. The look on their faces when they see Betsy in the room or on the phone.
Looks beautiful there. It is really pretty. I wish we could turn around so you could see the ocean, but then we're just black blobs when we do that.
Yes.
Dice controller, we're going to come back to your question here in just a minute.
And because we had the Bratty question, why does Bratty bite? So
that came through yesterday for Rebecca. She sorry we didn't post it anywhere. And Selkie, we will come back to your question too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just hang in there, guys. We're just getting started. But Dice Controller, we do want you to know that we're both channels. We don't do any kind of predicting. So we can tap into your spirit guides and loved ones on the other side and pets, but we don't do any kind of fortune telling. We don't do cards, but we absolutely will come back to your question. Okay?
Yeah.
So let's go back to Rebecca's kitty, Brat.
Oh, Bratty, Atticus. Atticus is his real name. And, well, he's such a strong person. Well, he tells me he was a pharaoh in a past life. And so he's used to ultimate compliance to
worship.
And worship, yes. And the reason why he bites is because
he wants attention. And he wants to move up in status in the pack.
Well, he's got really good. I know he's
he's like number 3. Is he number 3 in the pack? Number 2 or number 3? He says he prefers being the center.
I think you're right because well,
let's talk to him and tell him that he's going to have to understand that he's part of a team, and so he can't always be in control. He needs to find his moments with his humans. He needs to find his moments with his humans of attention, but that there's a lot to go on. There's a lot to deal with, and he's not always the center focus.
Well, and I'm letting him know that
if he's number 2, yeah.
Yeah, if he was a little bit more, Cod's probably there's a couple of, there's a lot of great energy cats there. And I'm letting him know that if he was a little nicer, I mean, if he's...
if his behavior was more tender instead of aggressive, that people would want to actually cuddle him more.
Well, and he can be, until he gets to know you, he sat in my lap for the first time last time I was there. But I had treats, really good treats that he wanted. He has to be lured in to get him in, because he's kind of I would say he's the embodiment of the emperor, and Atticus is a really good name for him because he's a warrior too, because he's got a warrior spirit. And
well, now that's his own damn fault for coming back as a cat again, because cats, to get attention, cats get cuddled. So if he only likes to be in battle, then this is his karma he's got to work through.
Okay, so
he's got to figure this one out a little bit, that he came into a body of floof, and there's really not a whole heck of a lot coming up.
And he's got an outstanding face. I mean, you can recognize him from any photo. He's amazing. So I just let him know everything you were saying, just kind of channeled that through. Something to think about. And he's like,
cool.
All righty. We got lots of questions, I see.
Yeah, we got some stuff going on. So let's see. Dice Controller came in first. And with your first question again, can you please tell me if life is going to grant my suffering, but some mercy soon? I'm trying so hard. Well, we can see if we can communicate with your guides on this one and guides. See what they have to say. What do you get, Pen?
I get guides. Guides want to talk. Let's see. Well, first of all, they said that was kind of a general question. So it's going to be kind of a
wide open answer. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a wide open answer. And so the first thing that comes to mind is the old story about the Chinese old man. Good news, bad news, who's to say?
What I'm getting is that the power to grant mercy is within you. That you defining your life path more strongly is where the mercy comes through, instead of being at the mercy of another power. That there's an element here about boundaries, setting boundaries, and helping yourself before you help others so much. Because I see you're saying in your question, I'm trying so hard. But what I'm getting is that it's like a tray is going out, a loaded tray is going out from you. Your energy is going out to others, and thinking that by doing good deeds with kindness and compassion, this is how you fill yourself up. But there's depletion going on instead of refilling going on. What are you getting?
It's exactly what I'm getting. Because the good news, bad news, who's to say, kind of, you just took the whole thing and turned it into what they wanted to be said. So what I also get is that if you're giving with the understanding that people that you're giving to will reciprocate, that's where you need to redefine your relationships.
Because that's an expectation. If you do X, they'll do Y, and you'll receive Z. And
doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
They said a good rule of thumb to start taking a look at is what makes you happy, what do you need in your life, and how do I give that to myself? If you cannot define what will make you happy or what you need to be happy in this world, no one can respond and reciprocate with that. So it's really important that you learn to give it to yourself first, and that you're able to articulate that to other people in your life.
And they're also now, I'm getting the word financial, that your financial turnaround, it will start to manifest. It'll start to develop, the financials coming to you more as you put yourself higher up in the priority list and start drawing some boundaries around the people that take. And this goes personal life as well as professional. When you start drawing boundaries and start respecting yourself enough to say, this isn't in my job description, whether it's when you're at work doing the work of other people, or when you're at home and you're taking on everybody else's load. that this isn't in my job description, and that your financials, your monetary financials, your energetic financials are going to start turning around and coming back to you when you're able to start drawing some of these boundaries for your own health and well-being.
Yep. Boundaries.
And so, okay, we're going to leave that there for a minute. We're going to come back to your second question down here, but I want to talk to Selkie, who is so precious. She's been such a lovely YouTube friend to we sisters for such a long time. Oh, yeah, she's asking me if I've had a headache in the last 24 hours. So in tune, Selkie. Yes, I woke up with one this morning, and absolutely. Right on. You got it. Nailed it. I just didn't feel like dealing with it. I just took an ibuprofen and got my nice hot cuppa of caffeine and powered through it. Because yes, it's kind of allergy season here. It's winter in Hawaii, and everybody goes, huh? It's winter in Hawaii. The temperatures plummet to around the colder 60s here. I'm sorry, I don't know the Celsius translation. It's Fahrenheit here. Yes, the temperatures plummet and to much warmer than it is anywhere else, but it's cold to me. And with that, there's also kind of different plants on the wind. So I've been having allergies for a couple of weeks. Absolutely. Nailed it. Thank you. And if you have any questions for yourself, feel free to pop it in. Okay, so here is Dice Controller's other question was, what's going on with my friend who killed himself last year? Oh, he's with you, Penny.
He's stuck.
He's stuck. Where's he stuck? Is he in Bardo?
Yeah, he's in Bardo. He's turned the wrong way. He's looking back towards the earth instead of moving on, and he's really close. And I get a positive affirmation through the body here.
So, boy, stuck. You popped in at the right time because you got some powerful people in the chat and along powerful Penny and I. So let's just call in our guides, call in his guides, and Dice Controller, if you would envision him and surround him with white light. We're going to see if we can bring the light to him. Yeah, I'm getting chicken skin up my legs. I think it's pretty successful. Here's the light already. I can see him. He can turn and see it already. Do you have that?
Oh, yeah. He was so happy.
Okay, so I see it. And now he's got an escort. An escort is taking him because he was kind of frozen for a moment like, what? It's a bright light. It's wonderful. What is it? So somebody's got him by the elbow to escort him up there.
Yeah, I see. He's got lots of escorts. Just put it that way.
And before he's stepping through the doorway, because he just wants to address before he steps through the doorway in case he has some adjustment or he can't communicate in the moment when he does cross. He's wanting you to hear him say, "Oops, I kind of messed up a little here."
Yeah.
Oops. Not 100% my intention, but not necessarily outside of my life plan, that this was supposed to be a trial run. And the completion, his plan was to do a trial run to see how effective he could be and to finish at a different time. But he kind of got it done in one. It doesn't feel like it was his first near experience, though, does it? Do you think I kind of feel like he had been kind of close to this before. I don't know if maybe he was like a recreational drug user or something that enjoyed that kind of being kind of out there.
He enjoyed the adrenaline rush of waking up after too much.
Yeah, it's
that
like
rush of it's a sense of relief. Oh, good, I'm still here, and giving him a moment to rethink and reframe things. But then he stepped back into his negative frame of mind.
But he really enjoyed that limbo space too, when he was able to get outside of his body his spirit kind of be out there a little bit. He kind of enjoyed that space. So I don't know. I'm not saying that he was a user. It could have been he was a major meditator. I don't know. All I know is that he's communicating to me how much he loved that ethereal space.
Yes, the ethereal space and the joy of the freedom that comes without being in a physical body for a moment.
So yeah,
So weightless, and the emotions were different.
And he says we're running out of time, but it's really important for us to communicate to you that his respect for you and his appreciation of your support to him in his Earth adventure, and that to know that there's nothing that you could have done to have changed anything. This has nothing to do with you or any of your other friends and family or loved ones that were around him. This was strictly his deal. Strictly his deal. No matter what anybody else thought, this is strictly his deal. And his energy is like almost on whispers. He's got to go. I'm going to look down here in the chat and see. So in the end, he was okay. He was a lifelong drummer, and yes, drinking in the end. Glad he is free. Yes. So
very
creative.
Cool. Got it. Got very creative. I got it.
And pounding through life. I just heard him say pounding through life. Okay, so now let's make sure he crosses over and gets into the light. Yeah. Poof. Yeah. Poof. Woof. Yeah.
He's gone.
I heard, I'm gonna go meet Sid Vicious.
That's so funny.
Oh, wait a minute here. Look who's here. Claire. Hello, my dear. How are you? Thanks so much for jumping in, and pop a question in if you have a question. Wait, Silky said here, I got your head being split in two, doing too much. You are right. Again, you're right, Silky. Thank you for noticing. I flipped my schedule around at work a little bit so I could take off while Penny was here. And so I had unexpectedly had more duties than I thought, and I didn't get everything done I needed to beforehand. So yes, I was totally there, split in two, feeling a little wiped out and feeling a lot excited. So absolutely split in two. But today's kind of a chill day. We're not doing much. And tomorrow is another long boat excursion. So don't feel like I'm being naughty. And yes, please, everybody, any questions, give us a shout down there. Dice Controller says thank you.
Oh, Lady of Avalon here.
Oh, Maria's here.
Lady Knight of Avalon.
Hi, Maria. It hasn't come up on my chat yet. Penny's got her iPhone going. And Penny says you're supposed to smack me. Rebecca says. Rebecca says you're supposed to smack me.
Low 60s. I'm in a sweater, Rebecca. I'm cold too.
Yeah. Yes. Absolutely.
And there's a Claire.
Claire. That's Claire.
Claire's there. She said that. Yeah. She said there's her message.
All righty. I keep getting lots of messages about big changes happening in April, but for the universe and all of us. Wow. Oh, Jamie had one above too. Hang on. Okay, Jamie, I'll come back to you next, or pop it in below again. Sorry, honey. Jamie is such a good moderator, but she knows my skills. I make it for about 4 minutes before I lose track of the conversation. So yes, please, Jamie, pop it in below that last comment, and we'll circle right back to you. We've got lots
Jamie's
of time.
Handle?
It'll be on the bottom.
Here, wait a minute. No, there it is. There, I have Wandering Mountain. That's it? Okay, I have Ancestor Energy coming up in readings. Feels like the same person, but I'm having difficulty figuring out who it is.
Okay.
Do we know who it do we have?
All right, so Claire, we'll come back to you in a second. We'll address Jamie's. Penny got it, and it is, here it is. I found it. I'm having Ancestor Energy coming up in readings, and it feels like the same person, but having difficulty figuring out who it is. To me, it feels like it's pretty far back, and it feels like it's not American. It feels like
Mother's side.
I don't know. To me, it's so far back. I'm not getting a side. I'm not getting mother or father, but it feels like somebody, So yeah, Jamie does cards a lot. Jamie, are you wanting to start doing more intuitive stuff too? Because that feels to me like what is happening here is that somebody, ancestor energy coming through to help you tune up your third eye. What's going on with your third eye? They're showing me sapphire blue, and they're showing me third eye space. What's going on? I don't know if you have something new going on in that location in your body. But there's definitely something going on.
Maybe just an energetic upgrade. I hear energetic upgrade. So
energetic upgrade. Yeah, I'm not getting anything specific on this, which is interesting. They're just showing me this. They need more information. They need more information. Because you're tuned in already to a certain extent, but it feels like
it feels like she's done some work to end some things, and in how should I say it, in finding some peace or some closure with some past issues. And what I mean by past is like past life stuff moving forward, or that this ancestor is stepping in to kind of propel her forward that's what I got from all of that. But
yeah, I'm getting this. It's really interesting. It's really, really, really.
It's way far back. It's just like way. It's like a whisper on the wind. Is what.
Okay.
Hang
on. I'm moving towards Oracle. Because Oracle versus Tarot, because of the freedom. That's it. It's third eye. It is third eye. I know that's what it is. Because with Oracle, you're free to do a little more interpretation. Yeah. It feels like you're branching out into a different direction. It feels to me like this ancestor is here to assist you, that they're telling me they're capable of bringing in some magical aspects for your intuitive abilities, akin to Fey magic, that that they're here to help. They're here to help.
And it's not necessary to know who they are.
Yeah, isn't that delightful?
Well, to name it is to
name me is to limit me. To name me is to limit me.
And that's I just got the big full body shiver on that one for the right. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to come back to Claire's question now. Lots of messages about big changes happening in April, not just for me, but for the universe and all of us. I don't have success thinking that far ahead. Let's tap into April and see what we get.
I'm not much of the calendar queen, so let's see. What I got was okay.
Somebody just said, wait till you hear the fallout from the Olympics.
Well, what the information I got is that with every shift of the planets and with every new phase of everything, we all have opportunities to close the door on things that are no longer serving us, and to come up with new and creative ways to help ourselves move forward.
That's funny, because that's kind of what I was getting, and I just hadn't been saying anything. It just felt to me like I was just feeling gigantic gears moving slowly forward, that it was a critical mass kind of issue.
Oh yeah.
That things are coming to the forefront so much for the youth about especially in America, the American dream is dead. Nobody can afford a house anymore. A college degree means nothing in the workforce. Nobody is getting a living wage. It's coming to a very interesting time here. I know you guys in the UK are having a lot of stuff happening too. So it feels like a compression of disappointment and disenchantment, just being disenchanted with the promise is coming through so strongly. And it's across the board. It's not just the youth and the young adults. It feels like it's all of us have been fed this, spoon-fed this line that is turning out to be not achievable. The promise of happiness, of doing ABC leads you to happiness. And it feels like it's failed across the board.
It's the light is being shown on, how do I translate that? The failure of consumerism to pacify people into feeling happy.
Placate everybody,
placate everyone,
like drug everybody,
to drug everyone. Well, because if you keep working harder and faster to achieve the things that we were talking about this just yesterday about how the achievement of things don't make us happy, and that we wake up and
we're dissatisfied and we think it's our fault.
Yeah. And the truth of the matter is that letting go of the trappings of what we thought would make us happy. And it's like that new dishwasher will make me happy. No, it won't. That just gives me an opportunity to do more work in some other area with loading or unloading or purchasing or getting it put in. The truth of the matter is what makes us happy is the simplicity in life. And that if we had remained hunter-gatherers, life would be vastly different. We'd spend more time on things that are important, which are relationships between people and family.
And look at this. I'm sorry, I'm clicking through the chat, trying to keep up.
Yeah.
Selkie says, I have the same, starting very slowly in March, then full speed ahead. That's interesting.
And then we had a question from the cat question wandering out.
Yeah, we'll come back to that in just a second.
Sure.
So full pelt in April, says Selkie. Claire says, yes, that's what I feel too on a global level. Well, a major shift in our collective consciousness. I think so. I think it's coming. And they're shouting at me about the Olympics again, that the Olympics is going to represent a whole lot of what's wrong with the world right now, is because everybody is so hypersensitive now. There's lots of controversy. There's lots of there's just so much favoritism. There's so much going on in the Olympics that now it seems like it's clearly illustrated to us, like the Olympics was hallowed ground. It was sacred for the world for so many years, that people, for the best representatives, the best athletic representatives from the globe, were able to compete on equal footing, and it was whoever was the best was the one that was going to win. And, some things always seemed like it was favoritism in politics, and now it seems like it's all of it.
All of the above. Yep.
Yeah. So it seems like that's going to have the ramifications, the fallout of that there's going to be so much talking about who was robbed from their medal and who was disqualified unfairly, and the whole COVID stuff that's so complicated. It's such a mess that there's going to be fallout from that's going to influence some of what's happening.
And it's way bigger than the cardboard beds. It's from the last Olympics. This is way bigger. I mean, that seemed to be the thrust of the last Olympics, was the cardboard beds.
And that was hilarious.
I know. But there was a lot more fun involved in the last Olympics, because people still had a good time, even though they weren't supposed to be gathering. They were at the athletes I'm referring to. I hear there's a lot more restrictions.
Yeah.
Just because it's China.
Yeah.
That's not...
So Maria's coming to the States in April. Woohoo! Hope it goes well. I think it depends on where you go in the States. Most of the U.S. is open now. There's some states that never closed, technically. And from what the feedback that I'm getting from people like Arizona and Georgia, they pretty much never really closed, and nothing is any different there
Montana,
than the
Idaho.
most restricted states. That it's pretty much life is just going on, but it's just a different kind of life. Minnesota. We never hear much about Minnesota at all. It's calmed down there quite a bit since, they let the kid off. They let the last shooter off. They let him off scot-free in Minnesota. So there's probably some favoritism in politics going on in that one. But it's all there. Minnesota's been out of the news. So no news is good news. And in April, it's still pretty chilly up there.
Snow.
Get
some snow. They get lots of snow in Minnesota.
I'm feeling like it's gonna be it's gonna be fine for you. It feels to me like it's going to be fine. And it seems like the flight over is going to be pretty smooth too. That they may have a hiccup on the flight back, a connecting. If you have to connect on the East Coast, it may be a delay on the way back to the UK. It might be a little bit of a delay in your connecting flight. Don't ask me how I can say that. Let's see if we missed anything.
Bellamy the cat for Lady Knight of Avalon.
Where was it? Probably up above here.
Yeah.
Da-da-da.
Yeah.
No, it's down here. Oh, okay. So, there we are. So Maria Bellamy, who is still recovering from his infection. I wonder how he is experiencing this whole thing. With great feline disdain.
Exactly. All I got was, what the hell happened?
Yeah. So let's explain to him that if had he not gone to the doctor, he probably would be over on the other side of the Rainbow Bridge with, cats. Cats are cats. They're the same whether they're on Earth or whether they're on the other side. So let's explain it to him now.
I am.
If you're on the other side of the Rainbow Bridge, you don't get to see Maria anymore.
You don't get your cuddles. Yeah, you don't get your cuddles.
Okay, wait a minute. That's a different story. Okay.
So what I got with that is glad to still be here.
Yeah. So
glad to still be here.
It's worth
and don't think I'll be happy about anything we're doing about this. So that's what I got.
Yeah.
If you're changing bandages or shoving pills, then don't expect that to be happy. It's not.
Yeah, compliance is optional. It's voluntary.
Exactly. Well, you're bigger than I am.
Yeah. He's like, he's saying the medication was effective.
Yes.
Despite whatever grumblings he may have had or whatever resistance, that the medication did its job. And that he wasn't really understanding the big picture quite so well.
And you get the big sigh. I'm recovering.
Yeah.
With the roll of an eye.
But I'm reminding him again with all his little I'm reminding him it's the medication does its job or you don't get to see Maria anymore. That's what it comes down to. He's not done. He's not done.
He gets it because I got chicken skin and he doesn't want to leave Maria. That's not what's going on at all.
I'm getting a number 5. What do you get? Do you get a number at all associated with him? I'm getting a number 5. I don't know why. I don't know if he is 5 or he has 5 more years or he was done to the doctor 5 times.
He said he's got 5 more lives.
5 more lives.
He looks at you
it was a 5. Yeah,
he's like, come on, psychic, get it right.
It was a 5. I said a 5. He gave me a 5. I said it. There you go. I didn't question it. If he said it, I said it.
5 more lives.
5 more lives.
That's funny.
Before what? Before he ascends to a different being? He's a cat already. Oh, maybe he'll ascend to a tiger or something.
He just smiles, or perhaps he'll just be chief of something else.
Okay, now let's see if I can catch up in the chat.
All right. We got to that one.
You're welcome, Claire. You're very welcome. It's so nice to have you here. And Selkie, let's back up. Selkie was commenting about our critical mass thing. A new being of Mother Earth, and the leaders are going to change, especially in the big countries with loads of money. Wouldn't that be nice? Get some more women behind those desks. Man, that would be awesome. One can only hope in our lifetime.
Wouldn't it be nice if we had a little bit more global instead of whatever.
Okay, so Maria says she is going back through New York City. That's what I saw. Maybe a little delay, but just gives you time. Don't worry if you're lingering too long at the bookstore. You'll be fine. Okay, so let's see. His infection was really serious.
Yeah, he didn't like being at the hospital for more than a week. Oh, I'm sure he didn't.
Yeah, he is more clingy than ever. Yep.
Well, he loves you.
Yeah, and let's see. He did not like being in the hospital for almost a week. And there's Kristen. Hi. He will be 8 years old in March. Cool. So he's a grown ass man. He's a full cat. He's not a part cat. He's not a baby cat. He's a full baby cat. Yeah. I think he's on board with the explanations, and I'm sure he appreciates all your efforts to keep him here. That's kind of what I'm feeling.
Oh, yeah. Well, he certainly wasn't ready to go, he says.
Yeah.
But no one likes being in the hospital, so.
Aw, Poppy says hi, Claire's dog.
Oh,
Poppy says she likes being in the new house because there's no more portals. Claire's son had a portal in his room that he had some old ancient priest or some kind of religious father or pastor or whatever was wandering in and out, back and forth.
It's very disturbing when you pop into some ancient.
Yeah,
it's like a all garbed up guy in the hallway going
with the friar hairdo,
slinging holy water.
Yeah. Sorry, we're getting a little carried away.
Yeah.
Claire said a move away from old politics. God, let's just all hold that space, man.
Yeah.
Because Selkie had a comment in there up a little bit ago. I didn't pop in about leaving religion and getting to spirituality, getting back connected to earth. Girls, let's all hold that space. Oh wait, here's a good question from Dice Controller. Did the ghosts I work around in a haunted museum finally accept me and who they are? Only you can answer my question. Well, it seems to me like what they're telling me is they tried to give you some static for a while. They tried to spook you and scare you and do all the chain rattling, what was expected of them. And that perhaps you were taken aback initially, but finally you were like, oh, it's just them again. It's okay. It's a haunted museum. Of course, there's ghosts. There's relics. There's ghosts that go with the relics. And they're telling me that you tried to talk some sense into them about to give up their attachment to their relics to no avail because they were pretty determined, but they just finally decided that you were okay and to leave you at peace. Yeah. And so did they finally accept you? They finally accepted you because they were not able to continually frighten you. And that was like the way they amuse themselves because there's not that much to do.
So they just moved on to other people to scare.
Yeah. There's no shortage of people to prank.
Yeah.
And like I said, they're just beings that are attached to the relics that are there.
Well, and they're in a haunted museum, so there's an expectation of a level of activity that they need to be.
Well, we don't know if it's labeled as a haunted museum. It could just be a museum that happens to be haunted. So we're not 100% sure on that.
I didn't know.
If it's not billed as come to the haunted museum. Usually those things are kind of hokey, right? Because then the ghosts are like, oh, you think we're just going to show up when you open the door? What? Huh?
Yeah. Okay. There's just some that really liked their stuff.
Yeah, they're just with their relics. And some of the relics were status symbols. So it was important for them because that was how they showed their wealth and prosperity and achievement and success with their relics. So yeah, they feel like they want to kind of still be that identity of being the successful person that achieved XYZ. That there may be some in there that would be willing to transition to the light, and that you might be able to broach that conversation with them about asking if within the collective who would prefer to go to the light if you're tired of all of this. It does, what I'm seeing is a small circle of people holding a space, just holding hands in a circle and opening up a option of entities to find the light and cross over if they choose and hold that space for them. It feels like some may want to and some probably do not want to, that they feel like they're fine and they're just not done with their karma yet. There's definitely a couple that would like to cross that you might have success helping. And I think as much as I love doing that, and I wouldn't mind doing that right now, it feels to me like this is a path for you to kind of play around with.
Yep, they said it's not your job, Betsy.
and you can always come back next month and report in. We would love that. Although it's going to be on a Friday morning, earlier than 2 hours earlier on a Friday next month, because that's the only time we can get
our
together
meet
when we're on our regular work schedules. Bellamy's a huge mama's boy. Oh, look who's here. Jonathan. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Hello. How was the party yesterday at the Kimmy's birthday party? It was a biggie. Everybody's saying hello. They did do that. Dice Controller said they did do that. They pranked her for a while and then they became friends. Nobody knows the art museum is haunted. Well, I suspect they have their fair share of fun with people. I just see them coming up behind people and thunking them on the head and giving them this boo. And the people don't really know what's going on. They're just like, oh, I got the willies. I want to get out of this room.
Yep.
Rebecca.
Oh, Jack.
Is my friend Jack okay?
I'm just going to be quiet for a moment. I haven't talked to Jack for a while. I'll let you see what you get.
Well, I got a really fast transition. I was because of the name Jack. I immediately saw a bottle of Black Label Jack Daniels, but it's not the booze that is the focus here. It's the black. It's the Black Label. So there's something about the black. There is some adjusting for Jack, that his transgressions in this past lifetime are being addressed before he is completely at peace. That he, now I'm hearing, is it AC/DC? Who is it? Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap? Done Dirt Cheap. He's like, okay, there was this element in there of me that was not like sociopath, but just kind of unaware so much of other people. So it's like a lack of compassion or a lack of empathy. So there's this empathy. He's saying he likes that one. This lack of empathy about the how his actions affected others, that he's taking a long, hard look at right now. And that's all he wants to talk about, is that he's taking a long, hard look at this. Is he okay? Because that was your question. He is okay, but he's looking and he's examining some things, and he's not in a position to really move from the spot. He's really rooted. He's showing me he's like in an uncomfortable crouching position on a black circle of contemplation. And so he's thinking this through. It's not really comfortable, but it is necessary for him. So he in the next time he comes around, he's going to restart this journey about lack of empathy and transition into an enlightened awareness of now how to behave with kindness towards other beings. That's cool. You getting anything else?
Nope. I've talked to him numerous times. He wanted to talk to you.
Okay.
So, and that's okay, because Rebecca and I have had a few conversations about Jack. I know a lot about the story. That's why it's nice not to be involved, because
to have somebody who doesn't have any backstory, no history at all.
And he didn't want the backstory told, because I was going to say something and he's like, nope. I'm like, okay. He said, in order for him to move on, we have to let go of the backstory. And he's referring to Rebecca as well, because that helps keep him rooted in being stuck, is that people aren't letting go of how he lived and how he died. The history.
Okay. So there you go. History. Just hold him sitting on that black circle. Just when you think about Jack now, just let him sit in that black circle and know that he's doing what he needs to do to move on, and to honor that space and respect him enough to give him the space to do it.
Oh, look at that. Bigger than...
So Dice Controller says we're going back to the museum ghosts.
Okay.
I like them. If I died in town, I want to stay there for a while. Would they mind? Oh, not in the least.
Oh, they said you'd probably have good ideas on how to better prank people.
Yeah, I got like if you came in, I was seeing they're showing me the party would look like a fairy revel.
They're showing me like the pot wiggling on the shelf like this, and it's like, we're not gonna drop it. We're gonna make it move. We're gonna make people just like freak out. It'll be fun.
Well, and I'm gonna say beware, because they're showing me the party would be a fairy revel, and you know what they say about fairy revels. If you don't know, you should look it up. That humans go to the fairy revel and they think they've been there overnight, and they've been there for 100 years, and they come back and everyone they know is long dead and they're forgotten. Nobody has any idea who they are. So don't get sucked in and get stuck there unless you want to be there. If you like it enough to stay forever, beware the revel. Jonathan said Kimmy's party was bigger than expected because there was a rave on the beach. Okay, sorry, not sorry. I missed that. Yeah, I'm so bad at parties anyway.
I am too.
I know. We always joke we're there for 5 minutes and then we're in the corner with the dog or the cat.
Exactly.
But at the beach, we'd be freezing cold in the water with the turtles, petting the turtles.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. I've been on dates where, I ended up rolling on the floor with the dog. So, you know.
Okay. Dice Controller says, I'm a guy. Oh, well, cool. Hi. Oh, we keep saying she. Sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah, sometime pop in whatever info you want. That's awesome.
There she popped in with it with
Jack was a drug overdose. Well, okay. Oh, here's Gerald. Hello, Gerald. Hello. How are you? Let's see. Let me look and see if nobody has. Well, we have time for another question. We got 6 minutes left. If anybody wants to pop in a question, thanks for popping in, Gerald. It's awesome to see you. I can't tell how many people are watching. Do you know?
Hold on. Let me just.
I thought I had a friend. No, it doesn't say. Yeah, well, that's okay. Doesn't matter. I don't know if anybody is watching and not in the chat and wants a question. Let's do it. Here we go. Dice Controller. No longer work there, but after I left them, gifts from my last night and wall purchase. What is that? I don't know what that is. They opened my locked door from across town until I thanked them and asked them to stop.
Well, they missed you.
Oh.
The thing you have to remember is it's a rare person that acknowledges that they're there.
And communicates with them as if they're just communicating with another equal being, right?
And they also feed off. I mean, you give them energy, which gives them more power to do some of the fun stuff.
Oh, yeah.
It feeds into the mayhem that they love. So there you go. Hi, Cindy. I work with Cindy.
Oh, cool. Hi, Cindy.
Hi, Cindy. I'm not flipping my hair.
Well, there's time for a question if you want to pop one in.
Do you see anything about Cindy's property?
Wait, and so hang on. Dice controller said, was it them? Yeah.
Yeah.
Of
course.
Let's roll through the chat.
Yeah,
Whoa, what did I do?
There.
Hi, Gerald. I'm so bad.
Oh,
at
they're
this.
12 watching. That's it.
Oh, cool. 12 are watching. Thank you, Gerald. Yes, and smash the like.
Okay.
What do my guides want me to know right now? Dude, you need a overnighter on your own.
Yep.
You need to go like drive over to Lahaina or to Hana and spend the night alone. You go in, find out what you want. They're joking now. Draw him a card. I'm not doing it. You just tell me. I'm not doing it. I'm not drawing a card. It would eat up so much time.
No, he doesn't. I get he needs a hike too. Like
okay. So they gave me the card. They gave me the magician because I see the guy holding his hand up. They said, you need to remember who you are, dude. You need to get closer, step closer to that person, step closer to that magician. You got a lot going on right now. I know that you got so many side projects going on. Yeah.
And I get that the roles that you're juggling your roles, and it's kind of like whichever is the most pressing issue at this moment is the role that you're taking on at this moment, in this moment. And they say it's time for you to pick the role and stop juggling the roles. And that part of the problem is that the authentic you is lost in the shuffle.
Trying to be who other people need you to be.
Yep, exactly.
And hoping to give them what they want, and losing a little connection with the magician that you are.
With the marvel that you are on this planet. That's what I got. The marvel. I know.
Yeah. Okay, well, we got like 2 minutes. If anybody else has a question, do it right now. Or
I wonder, I keep going back to Cindy's property. My question is, is she going to find something on her property? Because I don't know why. She didn't ask the question, but she's moved out to property with her husband, and
so they have like acreage.
They have acreage.
House on acreage. Yep. Is there something there?
I am wondering if there's some kind of treasure that's there. Oh, the treasure just maybe his family and working together.
Ooh.
That might be the treasure.
Ooh.
The homestead, the family homestead.
And you know what? And to research the land, the titles on that land to see how far back it goes. So like you're doing Ancestry and Me for the land, so you can get to know the prior caretakers of that property. Because face it, we say we buy it and we own it, but we're really just caretaking it for a period of time while we're there. So get to know the rest of them that were caretakers of that property, and find out what makes that piece special for you. Yeah. Okay. Hang on. We got one more question. In my ignorance, I once practiced a shielding technique and they reacted immediately to tell me no to stop. Did I hurt them? No. Random practice. They just wanted you. They didn't want to lose connection with you. So yeah, they told you to stop because you were the one person they could play with all the time. Yeah. I think you can probably resume a relationship with those beings if you wanted to, maybe by returning to that location if possible and reconnecting with them, and then asking them to follow you home if you miss them,
if that's what you really want.
It sounds like
be careful, because I invited the crows from my favorite my grocery store to come visit Well, there was like 6 or 8 there. They came to visit as 150. So be careful.
Yeah.
Be careful because they can,
Yes.
it can be more, it can be
and he knows about the fairy charms.
Yes.
Good. Yeah. So, right. If you want to reestablish a relationship with them, it feels like maybe to me, it feels like you're not necessarily finished with that because it was, a relationship that had such charm to it. Like you said, the fairy charm, it was a charming relationship. It was fun. It was carefree. It was youthful. And like if you were young, it would be that kind of a youthful experience, like kids playing together. So it seems like there may be a way for you to continue having a relationship with those beings safely and with boundaries if you would choose to.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He says he misses them. I think it can be done. If you can get back there, it'll be easier. But if you can't get back there, it kind of feels like.
Well, it's what they're telling me. They said, well, all you need is an item from the gift shop, a keychain or something.
I move so often, they may have trouble keeping up with me.
Oh, no, they'll find you.
Yeah, I'm hearing somebody say you need to create a portal. I'm not going to be the one to tell you that's a good idea.
No.
Yeah, I think have trouble keeping up with you.
Well, you just didn't give them your forwarding address, is what they're telling
me. I think instead of inviting them into your space, I think you going into a meditative space and traveling to them where they are and popping in to say hi, instead of having them in your physical third dimensional space, if you go to their fourth dimensional realm when you can, and to go visit them. I think that's a little bit better plan. I haven't tried it yet. I don't know anything about that. I myself, as much as I love hanging out with ghosts, I think I would freak out if my grandmother walked through the door. So I'm pretty good just with clairaudience and the clairvoyance I get.
I threw grandfather out of my house at one time.
There you go.
I didn't know it was him. It was just a ghost, and I walked through him. It freaked me out.
Let's pop over here to
Gerald.
See what Gerald has to say. Do you have anything for me from my guides? And of course, immediately when I think of Gerald, I think of the fan popping open. The fan popping open, like yes, yes, Queen, yes. Somebody really enjoyed that because I was on that last show too that you did with Tangi. One of your guides just really, there's one guide in particular that just enjoys the show that you put on with Tangi, that really enjoys that space and that it's kind of wacky and crazy and a little bit everywhere. Yeah, really enjoys that one. And so they won't mind if you keep that up. They won't care if you don't have time for a regular spot, but they don't mind if you keep that up. You getting anything, Pen? I'm getting a little bit also like a little bit like with Jonathan about being spread a little bit thin. About having a lot going on in a lot of different directions and to not lose focus of the thing that you get fed the most from. I know there's been a lot of talk about you stepping up into more of a leadership role with doing chats and with doing teaching, but if it seems like there's a lag in making that happen, like the effort isn't working out to make that happen, to re-examine the things that bring you the most joy about this thing, that don't cave to it. Because I know we've mentioned that you're not 100% sure if you're a teacher or not. So to follow your instincts, no matter how much everybody is encouraging you. And it's not that they're trying to force you into the role. It's that everybody really admires you and enjoys the messages that you have to send.
Loves, respects, and they want some of that wisdom.
They want to follow. They want to follow. But if you're truly feeling like it's not your identity, to not cave to everybody else's pressure, because it won't go well for you. You won't be happy in it.
And what it's more of a step into the wonderful, magical you that brings you the most joy.
Yeah. To not let it become drudgery.
Yep.
To keep, because that fun, magical part of Gerald, the tarot stash vibe, is how much fun you have doing this all. And it's lighthearted, but it's valuable at the same time. And it's not that same way. You know, every channel has its flavor, and not everybody's able to keep it that fun and valuable. So to honor that part. Yeah. I don't think there was anything else. So so it's the top of the hour. One of us for sure is ready to get in the ocean. I am so, I need to swim so bad. Ocean. So yeah.
Did you say ocean?
So I think everybody, thank you so much for being here. It was such a great chat. There was so much fun.
Thanks for everybody that showed up in this physical body and those that weren't.
Thanks to all beings, whether material or not. And thank you for all your questions and feedback. We really genuinely appreciate it. And hopefully you guys will be back with us next year when Penny is here with me again for her birthday.
Oh yeah, next year. Yes.
Next month we'll be back online. She'll be home in Seattle. Jonathan says, I need to hang with the sisters. Well, we're going to the beach today. So, and what do we have?
You have to work.
Oh yeah. Shit, I forgot about that. I have to go into work for 2 hours.
And we've got invitations to two Super Bowl
two parties.
Things.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, we've got.
Well, so maybe not today. Maybe not today. Wednesday and Thursday. We don't have anything booked yet for Wednesday and Thursday. So if you want to get together, shoot us a message real quick. Okay.
Yes. All right.
And to everybody else, thank you again to everyone. It was so lovely to spend time with you.
Yes.
Have a great rest of your day.
Yep. Bye-bye, guys. So good to see you all.